There are athletes who win. There are athletes who dominate. And then there is Tadej POGAČAR, a rider so talented, so fearless, and so complete that even veteran analysts said, "We may never see a rider like this again." A cyclist who turned grand tours into playgrounds, who turned classics into warm-ups, and who crushed champions as if he didn't understand the meaning of limits. But his story isn't just about winning. It's about how he wins, with a smile on his face and fire in his legs. What made his prime so special? How did he recover from crushing defeat to produce the greatest season in history in 2024? The year cycling changed forever. The 2020 Tour de France, stage 20, the time trial, La Planche des Belles Filles. Roglic is in yellow, confident, ready to win the Tour for Jumbo-Visma. POGAČAR is behind by 57 seconds. No one expected anything other than a solid podium finish. What happened next is one of cycling's greatest upsets. POGAČAR didn't just ride, he flew. He ripped the helmet off his head, ignored the power meter, and rode on pure instinct. He puts on a superhuman time trial, regains almost 2 minutes on Roglic, takes yellow, wins the Tour at 21, claims yellow, white, and polka dots. This wasn't just a win, it was an arrival, a message to the whole peloton. I'm not just here to compete, I'm here to dominate. Let's dive deep. In the late 2000s, cycling was shifting. Chris Froome was past his peak. Primož Roglic was rising. Egan Bernal had potential. Teams were rebuilding, calculating, and relying on data. Everyone asked, who will be the next great Tour champion? Nobody expected the answer to be a quiet kid from Slovenia who smiled more than he spoke. But that young man wasn't just joining the sport. He was about to redefine it. Even before his prime, POGAČAR wasn't good, he was abnormal. At 19 and 20 years old, he wins the Tour of California, stuns teams with his climbing, shows maturity beyond his age, climbs like Contador, time trials like a machine. But the real shock came in the 2019 Vuelta a España. This wasn't a normal debut. This was a reveal of what was coming. 3 stage wins. The best 20-year-old performance in a Grand Tour in modern history. He beats much older, more experienced riders to finish 3rd overall. People said, this kid is special, but they had no idea how special. The year cycling changed forever. The 2020 Tour de France, stage 20, the time trial, La Planche des Belles Filles. Roglic is in yellow, confident, ready to win the Tour for Jumbo-Visma. POGAČAR is behind by 57 seconds. No one expected anything other than a solid podium finish. What happened next is one of cycling's greatest upsets. POGAČAR didn't just ride, he flew. He ripped the helmet off his head, ignored the power meter, and rode on pure instinct. He puts on a superhuman time trial, regains almost 2 minutes on Roglic, takes yellow, wins the Tour at 21, claims yellow, white, and polka dots. This wasn't just a win, it was an arrival, a message to the whole peloton. I'm not just here to compete, I'm here to dominate. If 2020 was the explosion, 2021 was the earthquake. This was the Queen year. POGAČAR becomes a one-man show. In the Tour de France, he wins by almost 5 minutes. He controls mountains completely. He attacks whenever he wants. He wins 3 stages, polka dots, and the young rider jersey again. But outside the Tour, he was even scarier. He wins Liège-Bastogne, Liège. He wins Tirreno-Adriatico. He becomes a symbol of a new era, young, powerful, fearless. Then came 2022, the year of versatility. Most Tour winners hide until July, not POGAČAR. Strade Bianche drops everyone 50 kilometers out on gravel roads. Tour of Flanders battles on cobbles like a classic specialist. But 2022 also brought his first real crack. On the Col du Granon, Jonas Vingegaard and Team Jumbo-Visma finally broke him. He lost the Tour, but even in defeat, he didn't lose respect. He attacked until the very last meter in Paris. People saw something rare, a champion who doesn't fear losing, as long as he puts on a show. Entering 2023, the narrative had changed. It was no longer the Pogačar era. It was a duel. Pogačar versus Vingegaard. Fire versus ice. Pogačar started 2023 like a man possessed. He was winning everything. The Tour of Flanders win was a masterpiece. He looked unstoppable, but then disaster. Liège-Bastogne-Liège. A crash, a broken wrist. His preparation for the Tour de France was ruined. He spent weeks on an indoor trainer, unable to ride on the road. He arrived at the Tour de France undercooked. For 2 weeks, he fought Vingegaard toe-to-toe. It was the best battle in decades. Seconds separated them. But in the 3rd week, on the Col de la Loze, the lack of training caught up to him. He cracked. The radio message was heartbreaking. "I'm gone. I'm dead." He finished 2nd again. Critics started to talk. Maybe he attacks too much. Maybe he needs to be more boring, like Vingegaard. Maybe he can't win the Tour again. They said he needed to change who he was. But Pogačar didn't change his style. He just leveled up. The season of revenge. Pogačar and his team, UAE Emirates, changed their approach. New training, new nutrition, new focus. He declared a goal that sounded suicidal in modern cycling. The Giro d'Italia and the Tour de France, double. No one had done it since Marco Pantani in 1998. It was considered impossible in the modern era. First, the Giro. It wasn't a race, it was a coronation. He took the pink jersey on stage 2 and never let it go. He won 6 stages. He won the GC by almost 10 minutes. He treated the Giro like a training camp. Then he went to France. Vingegaard was back, Evenepoel was there, Roglic was there. But Pogačar was on a different planet. He didn't just win the Tour de France, he crushed it. 6 stage wins, yellow jersey, winning mountains, sprints, and time trials. He became the first rider in the 21st century to complete the Giro Tour double. But he wasn't done. There was one prize left, the World Championship in Zurich, the World Championship race, 2024. Usually, riders wait until the last 20 kilometers to attack. Pogačar attacks with 100 kilometers to go. Commentators screamed, "It's suicide, it's too early!" But Pogačar didn't care. He rode solo, alone, against the wind, against the entire peloton chasing him. For 100 kilometers, he held off the best riders in the world. He crossed the line in Zurich to claim the rainbow jersey, the Triple Crown, the Giro, the Tour, the World Championship. Only 2 men had ever done it before. Eddy Merckx, 1974, and Stephen Roche, 1987. Pogačar became the 3rd. In 1 season, he silenced every critic. He proved that you don't have to choose between being a Grand Tour rider and a Classics rider. You can be everything. So, what makes Tadej Pogačar different? It's not just the watts per kilo. It's the joy. In an era of robotic racing, staring at power meters and marginal gains, Pogačar rides with the heart of a junior racer. He attacks because he wants to. He wins because he loves it. From the shock of 2020 to the heartbreak of 2023, and finally, the absolute perfection of 2024, he has already secured his place among the legends like Merckx and Hinault. And the scariest part? He is only 26 years old. We aren't just watching a great cyclist. We are watching the history of sport being written in real time. Long live the king. What do you think? Is 2024 the greatest individual season in cycling history? Or does he still need to do more to catch Eddy Merckx? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Pogačar's career, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And subscribe so you don't miss our next breakdown on the legends of cycling. See you in the next one. Ride safe.